Hi guys, I'm WhatBexos. Welcome back to my channel if you're a subscriber, and welcome if you're new. It's the last vlog of 2022 and in place of Friday Sews. Today I'm going to be talking about some of my favourite makes, some of my least favourite makes, Instagram's favourite makes, and also favourite makes for others. So if that's what you want to see, please stay tuned for more. I can't believe we are filming the final vlog of 2022. What a year it has been. So 74 makes, guys, 74 makes. Now, last year I made a pledge on my YouTube channel as my very first vlog that I wanted to create a me-made wardrobe and that I wouldn't be buying anything new. Anything new. I could buy secondhand clothing if I wanted to, but the idea was to create a wardrobe that I was happy with. So 74 items of clothing were makes that were successful, wearable, or even wearable toiles, but I feel like I have built a good foundation to my wardrobe. Now, there are some bits in my wardrobe, as you know, I've also been on a weight loss journey, so there are some bits in my wardrobe that don't quite fit me anymore, that may need altering or upcycling into new pieces. So today's vlog, I'm going to talk through some of my favourites, some of Instagram's favourites, the least favourites, and bits that I've made for others that have brought me so much joy. So I have a list. It's quite a big list, where I've had to prepare myself for today's vlog because there's just so much stuff to cover. So I think what we'll do, we'll start with the Instagram favourites, and there's a couple in here that tie in with mine as well. So I went through Instagram, I had a look at how many likes I had on each one and the engagement from those posts to determine which ones you guys seem to like the most. I've got to say, you guys seem to favour my more colourful pieces, which is quite nice. I should probably say this is not me made. This was something that was given to me last winter. I absolutely love it. I love leopard print, and I will go on to talk about this in a little while, but I've established there are some things that I can't wear in certain colours of leopard print, but because this is a gorgeous chocolatey brown, I can wear it and I absolutely love it, and it's a proper wintry jumper. We're in my bedroom and I don't have heating in here, so it's the coldest room in the house. Should we go back to what I was talking about? I've already digressed and we're 2 minutes in. So the first thing which happens to be on my top favourites list, which came out number 1 on Instagram favourites, and that is my Tilly and the Buttons Lotta dress. Now, I made a couple of these last year, but this particular one was out of a very loud fabric, and when I actually shared this with you, I was in Lithuania at the time in October, so this was one of my more recent makes. I will pop a picture in here of me sporting the Tilly and the Buttons Lotta dress so you can see which one seemed to be the Instagram favourite. Now, I love this dress. I decided not to make the tie belt with it. I was going to use some colour belts that I've got, because I've got a mix between pink, blue and black, and they all will go with this dress depending on the mood that I'm in. I made this as a work piece. I just love how loud this fabric is. I got this fabric from an eBay seller called Crystal's 9, and I will pop the link for her shop in below, because I absolutely love her shop. There are pieces on there that are ex-Monsoon, ex-Ted Baker, and she's got some gorgeous viscoses on there, and you know what, they're all fairly inexpensive. Her delivery is really slick. I just love this seller and I've bought from her time and time again. But this is where I got that fabric from. I believe she's still got this fabric on there, and I believe that she's got it in another colourway as well. So in blues, which are a little bit more subtle from the mint greens and the pinks. So I'll pop that in the description box below so you can take a look if it's something you're interested in. So that was number 1 of Instagram favourites. And then number 2 which happens to be my most favourite make of the year, I'm going to be honest, is the floral Bakerloo dress that I made in this gorgeous navy fabric that I got from my local fabric shop. They don't have an online shop. I have this fabric in many different colourways, and you've seen it across the year, and actually everything that I've made out of this fabric has been a hit for you guys. So this is the Bakerloo dress with the frill on the collar. This is also one of my Make 9 pieces. It's just a beautiful dress that can be worn to dinner, that can be worn to work. It's quite versatile. I absolutely love this, and I've added, I haven't actually on this one added waist ties, so it's very, very comfortable if you want to eat a big meal, which I think I wore this out to dinner on the night that you can see the pictures that I've popped in for you. So that one came in as the second most liked post on Instagram, so obviously the second most liked garment. I'm taking that. Then I looked back through, so there is an earlier make that also came out on top with likes, and this was a fabric that I got from Fabric Godmother. I actually bought the fabric from the website Jenny Stitches, and I love her fabric shop as well. It's something that I go back to time and time again. Again, delivery is quite slick. She offers a matching thread service, and yeah, everything I've had from there has just been brilliant. So this was I think it's called the Artemis fabric from Fabric Godmother, and I made the Tilly and the Buttons indigo dress. So again, this make is absolutely stunning. I made all 3 tiers on this particular dress. Now, I will say, just to be perfectly honest with you, this doesn't fit me anymore. So I made this earlier in the year, so I think I made this in sort of June time. And I've lost nearly 1.5 stones since then, so it just doesn't fit me at all. It's far too big. So this particular make is going to go into my projects for next year to upcycle, whether I can take this in or whether I decide to make it into something completely different, but I am certainly not going to waste this fabric. So that was the third most liked thing on my Instagram. So I've picked 5. So coming in 4th was my saguaro set. Now, can you see what I mean by you guys seem to like my loud makes? So this saguaro set was made out of a fabric that I got from Fabricland. This was a gorgeous viscose fabric. It's got beautiful florals over it, and obviously that vibrant colour really makes them stand out. I made this saguaro set as the back and the back together because I've got quite a big bust, guys, and I knew that I wouldn't be too comfortable with it sitting there. And I also lengthened the top slightly just so they meet pretty much dead on, so I wasn't showing any skin, just because, you know, I'm not the slimmest of people, and I feel more comfortable in that kind of level, but I still can wear the crop top with the high-waisted saguaro pants. I love this set. I must admit there will be many more coming, and I've made a couple of different variations of the saguaro top, and I'll try and pop a couple of pictures in for you to see, at least the red one if I've got that one there. So again, I absolutely love this. This one seemed to be something that you loved as well. And then the last one, so I picked 5, the last one that you guys seem to really like, again, probably another loud piece, was my Anna Allen Anthea dress. Anna, the fabric is from Rainbow Fabrics, Kilburn. So this was again another viscose fabric, and you guys seem to absolutely love this make. Now, I posted this a couple of times, and both times I got really high likes on this one as well. I took this on holiday with me, so I'll try and pop the couple of pictures that I've got of me in it on there. And it's just a beautiful piece. Now this, because it's the dress, I could wear this over clothes as well, like an overlay. And I thought, you know, there's so many different ways that I could have styled this. I could wear it as a dress, I could wear it with the tie, I could wear it loose, I could wear it open like an overcoat. It just is beautiful, and the fabric is so summery. And because it's got that dark base, I think it really suits my complexion, but it's obviously got all of those vibrant, bright colours that I absolutely love. So that was the top 5 Instagram likes. Now, I'm just going to point out, I picked out 5 of my favourite makes, and the floral Bakerloo dress was one of them. The Lotta dress was another one. So those 2 also came in as my favourite makes of the year that you've already seen. But outside of that, I also absolutely love my patina blouse, and I think I made this in March at the beginning of the year. It's quite a while back, and I'll pop a picture in here of me wearing it. So this is a Friday Pattern Company pattern, and then the fabric that I've used for this I got from Pound Fabrics. Now I know they sold out of this quite quickly. This is made out of a cotton poplin fabric, but I absolutely love this. Again, this was quite well received on Instagram as well, but again, it's that kind of dark navy back, which seems to really suit my complexion, but then with the bright colours all over it. I've worn this blouse quite a lot this year, and I've worn it for work mainly and to different events, but I have also worn it outside of work, so it's had quite a lot of wear and it's holding up really well. So I'm really, really pleased with this one. So that one sits in my top 5 of my own favourite makes of 2022. The other thing that I made that I love is my hazel dress from Rosary Apparel. Now I made this out of a Jules fabric that I got from Hobbycraft, and I think it's the fabric that I love, but also the style of this dress. I love this dress, and this pattern and I have had a bit of a love-hate relationship. So I adore this. I adore the way it looks on other people. This make was completely inspired by So Amelia, because she's made quite a few. She tends to wear them as pinafores, but she's also worn them as a summer dress. So this version that you've got here is my summer dress version. Now I have made another one. I made one out of So Hayley Jane fabric in a viscose. I'll try and pop a picture in so you can see that one. I also made a couple of really disastrous ones out of viscose, and I think that's been partly down to my weight loss. But this particular Jules one, because the fabric is like a cotton poplin or a cotton, it's very structured, so the fit seemed to work better, and obviously it's a lot easier to sew. So this one happens to be one of my favourites. I took this away on holiday with me, and I just loved the way it looked when I was out there. It felt like that perfect summer dress. Sorry, my fringe is getting to that point where it's too long. So that was another of my favourite. And then my final favourite make of my own was the Zadie jumpsuit that I made in this gorgeous fabric that's got, again, quite vibrant colours on it, but a black based background. And this fabric was from Rainbow Fabrics in Kilburn. Now, I love this. This is just so me, and it's so comfortable. And this one features in my most worn makes as well, because I wear this all the time, and I've worn it through the winter months as well. Either if I'm at home, I haven't put anything underneath it, but I have worn it with a couple of turtlenecks underneath it, because it's such a versatile pattern, and I can see many more Zadies in my wardrobe coming up next year. In fact, it is in some of my plans that I've already got, because I just love it. It's comfortable, it's wearable. I've worn this to work, I've worn this, like I said, around the house, out and about. It's just so versatile. It can be worn anywhere. It can be dressed up and it can be dressed down. So, and it is like secret pajamas. So that is also another really successful make of mine. So we talked about successful. Let's talk about unsuccessful. So we all have them, and some of my unsuccessfuls, some of the makes have been great, but they've been errors that I've made and that I've had some huge lessons learned along the way. So I mentioned at the beginning of this vlog about this jumper that I'm wearing and how much I love leopard print. And I do. I adore leopard print. But I found this year there are certain colourings of leopard print that suit me and that don't suit me. So I made a leopard print patina hack Davenport, so the patina port I call it, dress. I love the dress. I love how it came out. The fabric just doesn't suit me. So I haven't reached for this outfit at all, and I'm really, really disappointed, because I put so much time and effort into making it. I made it when we had that 40-degree weather here in the UK, and it was so hot, and it came out wonderfully. And when I tried it on, I just, no matter how I tried to style it and what makeup I wore with it, I just don't think it suits my skin colour. And this is a big lesson that I've learned across the year in some of my makes, is picking the right fabrics for me. So I've popped a picture in, hopefully, as I've talked through this, so you can actually see this dress. So it was a successful make, but for me, it's probably one of my least favourite makes on me, and it is because of the colourings as a reason why. The next thing that I didn't find successful, which is also another make 9, was a pair of bob pants. Now, I really like the style of these. Again, I really like this pattern. I would like to make some more and redo this. But the reason it's appearing on my least favourite is, from the sizing on Style Arc, I needed to make a size 18. Now, I made these at the beginning of the year. I was at my biggest, and in most clothes, in a ready-to-wear sizing, I was a 16 to 18. But when I made these up, and you can see them, they look okay in the way that I shared them. But to be honest, guys, they were just far too big. They do not fit me well at all. And actually, I got no wear out of them. So they're on my least favourite because they just weren't worn. They've gone into my recycle pile, and we'll find another thing to do with that fabric because they just didn't work for me. I can hear my neighbour's dogs going across the front, and they're having a go at the cats of ours that are just being fed out the front. So the last thing on my least favourites list is the Style Arc Montana dress. Now, I really like this pattern. I've seen it on lots of different people, and I think I might give it another go, but I will certainly choose a drapier fabric, and I think I will also add some waist ties into it just to give me a bit more shape. So I'll pop a picture in. Now, I got this fabric from my local fabric shop. I love it because it's got this beautiful embroidered sort of sequins on it to make this gorgeous pattern. So it just gives it that something extra. It's in a dark base, so it's a sort of slate grey colouring, which I think really suits. But because of the fabric being quite structured, I look like I'm wearing a tent. I genuinely look like I'm wearing a tent. Now, in the pictures that I've shared with you, I hadn't actually hemmed it because I've not reached for it again. I haven't hemmed it at all. So there's enough fabric here for me to take this apart and probably remake it into something else, and it will go into my upcycle pile. Because I just think overall, it looks like a tent. It's not particularly flattering. Is it because... Sorry about that, guys. I had a text message flash up on my phone as I was chatting away to you about the Montana dress, and it was my partner saying, "Where's the cars?" I was having a panic attack that our cars had gone walkabouts. Nope, it was just, where are the toy cars that I have dug out and given away on Facebook? The lady was here to pick them up. So the Montana dress looked like a tent. It was the wrong type of fabric for that dress. I think I need a waist tie next time, and I think that this fabric is beautiful but would suit a more structured fit pattern. So that's going in the recycle pile for next year. So I'm going to share with you now some of my favourite bits that I've made for other people and the pleasure that I've taken out of that, and then I'm going to talk about some of my lessons learned over 2022. So, favourite pieces that I've made for other people. Now, I have to credit a couple of challenges for this one. So the Selfless Sew April 2022, which was run by the lovely Adele from Sew for Serenity, Claire from Stitch Hem Sew, and Crystal from My Social Thread. That really pushed me to make things for others, and I realised how much enjoyment I got out of that. And it was the same with the gift for November, where I took part in the vlogging tour. That really pushed me to make sure that I was making things for other people. And actually, when you do that, and then when you gift them, there's so much pleasure in seeing somebody else open it and love what you've made. So I definitely want to take that into 2023. So first thing on my list is the shirt that I made for my partner, or the blouse as he calls it, because I made a bit of a boo-boo with this one and I put the button band on the opposite side, so the woman's side rather than the man's side. So aside from the Mickey taking, he loved the shirt, he looks amazing in it, and he just, yeah, he got quite a few compliments when he wore it to the beer festival that we had at our local club. So that was one of my first things that I absolutely love. The second thing that I love is the insulin belts that I made for my sister. I made the first ones for the Selfless Sew Challenge, and I've made a couple more for Gift to November Challenge. These are really useful for my sister. My sister's so grateful when she receives anything handmade. She really appreciates it, but these are game changers for her in her life. She pays a lot of money out, money that she doesn't have, for insulin belts that stretch out and just don't fit properly, and she could probably get a couple of months, and she's paid 20 quid for them. And they are so simple for me to make. So the ones that I made back in April are still going strong, which I'm quite happy about. And she's got some Christmas ones as well, but she doesn't know that because I'm not seeing her till New Year's Day. So when I see her on New Year's Day, she'll get to open them up, and hopefully I'll get the same sort of reaction from her with those ones. The last thing that I want to share with you, which is in keeping with the theme of the time of year we're in, is the jumper that I have made for my colleague at work, and this was the Megan Nielsen Jarrah. Now, I know that some of you guys that watch my channel had actually asked me to share the pictures in my next vlog, so as this has made one of my top favourites, I thought I'd share it now. So Zoe sent me a picture over of her wearing it. I'll pop it in now for you. And doesn't she look beautiful? I mean, she's beautiful anyway, but doesn't she look beautiful in this? So this was using the sweatshirting fabric, or French terry fabric, that I got from First for Fabrics. And I'm so pleased that it looks beautiful on her. Again, this is probably right up there with my favourite makes for other people. This one just brought me so much joy. I actually let out a squeal when I got the text message through with the picture of her wearing it, because it suits her. It looks fantastic on her. So that is all of my favourite makes. Let's have a quick conversation, because I am very aware that this is turning into quite a long vlog, about lessons learned. So number one, the lesson that I learned the most is my fabric choice. So whether it be the colour of the fabric, because I've really learnt about what suits me, what's in my colour palette, what I can get away with, and I found that I love the makes when I stick to that, that I have made. So that is number one. And also including in that, picking the right type of fabric for the garment, and knowing that I prefer not just a pattern that can take a structured fabric like a cotton poplin or something like that. I prefer that drapier look on my body. So I will always move towards a viscose. So that was a huge lesson for me. Number two is you don't always have to follow the trends. So I made a couple of things this year where I have been following trends. So I've gone out and I've bought the pattern. And I have to say the Megan Nielsen one is another one. I like a drop shoulder. I mean, this has got a drop shoulder on it. This is my ready to wear top. But I do like it. I find it does suit me. And the Megan Nielsen Jarrah has that. But I've made it up a couple of times for me now, and it's not been successful. And the reason that I bought the pattern was because I've seen it on other people and I think it looks okay, but it was like a must-have pattern. So really, really conscious that I don't need to do that. I have learned about what suits me, and it's okay to try new things, but knowing something really won't suit you, don't go and buy it and make it anyway. So that was a second lesson learned. Third lesson I've learned is less about making up patterns, but more about fabric purchasing. And this is a hard lesson for me, because I made that commitment at the beginning of the year that I'm not going to buy any new clothes. And I kind of replaced my clothing purchases with fabric purchases. And now I have a huge stash of fabrics, which is great, I can go back to. But I've also found that over the year, as I've learnt my lessons, some of the things that I have bought in my frenzy of got to have this fabric have been stuff that every time I go back to and look at, I go, I don't really want to make something out of that. So I think that a lesson learned from 2022, or a big lesson learned that will certainly be carried into my resolutions, which I will be sharing on New Year's Day on my anniversary blog, is that, you know, you need to be more mindful of what you're buying at the time, and buy with a bit of purpose, or absolutely love the fabric and know it's you and something that you're not going to come away from loving, which is the mistake I've made. I've bought maybe some quite floral pieces that I probably wouldn't go back to, and I'm looking at my stash and thinking I'm probably going to de-stash and go through, sort out and do another major de-stash this year, to rehome those fabrics to somebody that I know will absolutely love them. So they're the 3 key lessons learned that I've taken away from this year. I've had an absolutely fantastic year. I love the fact that you guys have supported my channel. So thank you very much. And please don't forget to click and subscribe. Click like and subscribe if you do like my vlogs. But you guys have been a massive support. You've really egged me on to continue making and pushing myself through. I've actually revisited patterns that I've failed at as a result of some of the support that I've had from you guys, and it's given me plenty of ideas. So thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you have a fantastic new year, and I will see you all again on New Year's Day. Bye.